We're live. We're going live. No, we see you. You're on. We're on. We're live on Facebook. All right, we're on the air, ready to go. Welcome to another edition of Jay and the Jiffer, another weekend edition. It's becoming a steady schedule. And that's it for the intro music. So we're on the air. Welcome. Jay and the Jiffer. Jay, Mr. Met. It is the 31st day of August, 2025. Well, I've been listening to John Sterling's radio show when I can, and he was quoting Willie Stargell from way back. Willie Stargell said, "The pennant race starts September 1st." They do count as much, but we're getting down to it, and the Mets and Yanks have given themselves some breathing room for the playoffs. Yes, well, if they can keep playing the White Sox, they'll keep winning. Yeah, the Mets sometimes you can't figure them out. When when they should win, they don't win. When you think they're going to lose, they win. They're beating the better teams, which is good come playoff time to beat the good teams. Who's coming up for the Mets after the Marlins? Oh,
tremendously well. We took their confidence away. The Phillies have lost 10 straight at Citi Field. We were down to 4 games behind the Phillies. It's like, okay, Howie Rose was saying the only way that this is going to be significant in a chase for the division is if the Mets win all three. We won all three, and then and now we lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, and we gave away 2 of those games. So it's back to 6 games, and we are 5 ahead of the Reds. So it's looking pretty good as far as making the playoffs. Yeah. However, good.
And they get hot.
No, I know you've been saying that, and it is true. I mean, because wild cards have won. The Phillies got to the World Series as a wild card, I believe, 3 years ago, maybe 2022. But they got hot, and the regular season was very ordinary. So it wasn't. They weren't a great team that year, but just as you're saying, they did get hot at the right time. The Mets, though, okay, we got one very very exciting thing is going on. This pitcher Nolan McLean, who I never heard of before the season started. But he's made 3 starts, and his last start he pitched 8 scoreless innings against the Phillies. He's given up 1 run in 3 starts. I mean, he looks. He didn't walk anybody in the 8 innings. He looks tremendous. Guy has a very high ceiling. That's exciting.
I heard something about him that he really only started. He was a 2-way player until about a year ago.
Is that
That's what I had heard, and he really concentrated on pitching in the last year. They didn't say. So he's a good athlete, I guess.
very poorly against the Phillies? That's the game we were down 3-0, and we won 12-3. And Mania lasted 4 innings. Maybe it was 4 and a third. And Peterson yesterday, who's our consistent guy, he was terrible yesterday, and he got knocked out after 2 innings. Terrible. He pitched terribly, and then he also had the game 4 starts ago, I believe, where we were up 6-0, and we gave up 9 runs in the 4th inning, and I believe 7 or 8 of them were charged to Peterson. So now Peterson looks like a problem. So Holmes can't go more than 5. So the point being now, besides McLean, ironically, we got nobody lasted even until the 5th inning. It's a big problem. We can't go anywhere with our major starting pitchers not able to pitch, and they're not even necessarily good. Well, Mania pitches 4 good innings and then gets bit. Senga's not even pitching well in those 3 or 4 innings. So I don't know if they're playing injured, or I don't know if Mania had a career year last year. But without those guys, we're not going anywhere in the playoffs.
Well, there could be the secret weapons now. McLean, and who's the other guy? Tang or Tang?
Yeah, Tang pitched 5 innings on Major League debut. We scored 19 runs in that game. We scored 12 runs in the first 2 innings. Our offense is on fire. So like Cassie Russell was, the offense is going great. The Mets, yeah. And so Tom, we have to say, I wasn't that impressed watching Tom, but he's a guy in the minor leagues. He's averaging 14.9 strikeouts per 9 innings. So, yeah, he's got amazing stuff. I noticed one thing about him that was interesting. He throws right over the top. And you think about it now, hardly any pitchers in the major leagues throws straight over him. But maybe that's one thing that works in his favor. The other thing was that the Mets hit 53 home runs, I believe, in the month of August, and that's the best the greatest home run month in Met history.
53.
53, right? Broke the record. We had 4 home runs yesterday. We broke the record.
I think Soto hit a couple balls.
Favorite player Soto.
So incredibly had 2 major clutch hits in the last week, and I'm going to give him credit. I've been killing him this season, and he's deserved it. But yesterday we were coming back from an 8-3 deficit. Vientos, who is on fire, he's looking like the player he was last year. 3-run homer. We scored another run, and Soto hit a 2-run homer to tie his second home run of the game, tied the game at 8. And one of the things yesterday was, we got to the 6th inning, and we had a mop-up man pitch like 3 innings, and he did well. Delasinski, the guy that used to pitch for the Astros. Rayleigh comes in, pitches 1. Rayleigh's been great. 1 inning, 2 strikeouts. But of course, and then the Mets tied the game. But of course, Rayleigh can't pitch a 2nd inning. Why can't Rayleigh pitch a 2nd inning? And they do this all the time. It's like no relief pitcher. It's apparently a government, like you go to prison if you deviate from this law. But a relief pitcher can only pitch one inning. And so they brought in Rogers and he gave up the go-ahead run, and we wound up losing 11. It's idiotic.
You know what?
Rayleigh's
When-
the best relief.
When they do that, whoever does that, I root for them to lose. They deserve to lose for stupidity, for being stupid.
I know. Yeah, no, I hear you. So that was frustrating. And I knew
Now-
they were going to do it. I was
So-
waiting. I knew they were going to do it.
But the Marlins didn't bring in a worse relief pitcher for the Mets to get 4 runs to win. That happens sometimes too. You make a dumb move, but the other team makes an even dumber move. So, yeah. Mm. So I'm looking at the standings. I finally got this thing to work here, at least for the standings. No, you're good. You're good on my end. No, you're excellent. Yeah, because we need we need a producer. We don't have we got. So yeah, the Mets are 5 ahead of Cincinnati. Cincinnati is at 500. Every team below them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other 8 teams are all below 500. So the 6 playoff teams are the only teams above 500 in the National League. And how the hell do I get? And in that other league,
Oh,
that other league, yeah. So the Yankees are actually now only 2 games behind Toronto. For Toronto's been losing. All right, they have a few teams over 500 that are not going to be in the playoffs at the moment, but I'm telling you, really neat contraction here. But that's another topic. Jazz Chisholm said the other day, we're going to win the division and win the World Series. So, yeah, that should have been the follow-up question. Are you guaranteeing that? They should ask, is that a guarantee or is just well, yeah. Now, the Yankees have a tendency of homering against the bad teams. And then, yeah, against the weak teams. I mean, they have to get, Fried has to pitch excellent. Rodon has to pitch excellent. Those 2 guys have to be excellent in the playoffs. And they can't make any dumb moves. But I do like what they're doing, and all this I turn the radio on, these dopey shows, these idiots, and all they could talk about is, oh, Volpe's terrible. Volpe, everything's Volpe. I mean, cut the crap already. Cut the crap. I'll take Volpe. Well, he's getting.
But you have a couple of Yankee fans are very
Yeah,
but
they just create controversy and for no reason. And all right, he's had fielding trouble, but listen, I'll take him out there. I'll take him, and let's just play. He'll steal bases. Chisholm will steal bases. Bellinger will steal. The Yankees are running a little bit more. They've got some more speed in the lineup. And they're not just hitting home runs sometimes. They're getting, base hits also. They're scoring runs with base hits. Schlitter. Yeah. It's not Schlecker, it's Schlitter. Yeah, if he can pitch well in the play, they have to get the starting pitching, and then the starters are got to go as far as they can. You can't bring in these lousy relievers for no good reason. And so that's it. That's it. They haven't needed relief pitching the last this last week, these last 7 games, but they've got tougher teams now for the next like 10 or 12 games are against Red Sox, Detroit, Houston, I think, and somebody else. Yes, they've got the last 2 weeks are easy. Yep. It's the same for Yanks and Mets. The next couple of 10, 12 games are tough. And the starting pitching, the pitchers, they got to pitch. They got to get deep into the game. One thing about, what's his name, Holmes, for the playoffs, they should make him like the long man. They put him in relief as a long man. But if mm-hmm. Right? In what? Oh, it's a definite test. But against the Mets, he did basically nothing. And then all of a sudden, nah, he just wasn't juiced. He had to rejuice himself, and then he bangs out 4 home runs. Yeah. Yeah.
really make that comparison. It was very comparison. They're almost like exactly even.
Very similar. Very close in a lot of those stats. So that was interesting. But we'll get to basketball in the future. We got to do our we got to do our we got to do the Knicks Bullets show one of these days, maybe after the World Series. Yeah. That's the key, the pennant race. Now's when every game counts. All right, we're signing off. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next edition of Jay and the Jiffer. Hear the music or no? Oh, I hear it so loud. I hope it's being picked up. Wow. All right, Jay. Thank you again. Thank you.